So for a guy who has a full-time job, 2 wonderful young kids, beautiful wife, and always lots of stuff going on, try to keep active in my church, there reaches a point in every project where you're like, am I done? Am I good enough? Can I put it back together and just run it? And that's always the hardest point in any project, because I could grab a little sandpaper, just kind of buff this up a little bit, spray it over, walk away, and be fine. Who's ever going to really care? And I've reached that point often in my projects. And it's a struggle every man has to go through, right? Prioritizing the time. I'm going to take the time to strip this hood down. I want to take the time to strip the fenders down. I want to make sure that I have a good clean surface to paint them on and before I put it back together. Because I'm at that point in this project. The motor runs. It runs pretty well. I could fire this tractor up, pull it out of the barn here, and get to work. Or I can spend the next probably week, because you know, I get home after work, I exercise a little bit, eat some dinner, spend some time with the family. It'll be at least a week before I have all this stuff stripped down and ready to go, before I could even think about setting up the paint. And that's okay. Sometimes you just have to enjoy the process, and that's what you do. So for the record, I'm using stripping disc, paint strip disc, to pull this paint off of here. It's working pretty good. They're just Amazon special, nothing special about them. And they're working better than, say, a wire wheel. Probably not as good if I used a chemical stripper or you know, a 3M type strip disc. But overall, it's not going too bad. I've been checking it, making sure it's not generating too much heat, and we're good there. We're not warping or bending the sheet metal at all. It's just going to take time to... How long have I been at it? I've only been at it for like 15 minutes. So extrapolate that out. I've got hours and hours of paint stripping to do, but that's all right. It's part of the process. Not all of it is glamorous. I'm going to keep at it. I'll shut it off and maybe time lapse a little bit of this. All right, I think I got my money's worth out of that disc. Let's try a new one. Oh yeah, that's better. Of getting in here. I'll get there. I'll do the flat first and come back and do this. Woofta. The guy is short on time. Only has a couple hours a day. It sure hurts to spend that couple hours just peeling paint off. But I think I'm liking what I'm seeing. This hood is in fantastic shape. Other than the little dings I showed you, I found one little tiny ding right there. And I don't know, I don't know what we have going on right there. That's a little bit... Looks like maybe a little bit of rust. I'll have to work on that just a little bit more. But I've got all that old paint off. Yeah, that old paint off. This hood's got, well, its own life. I'll go put it in the garage where it'll stay climate controlled. It won't surface rust while I work on the next part. Next up, I've got 2 fenders that need the same treatment. Old paint stripped off. This one's got some pretty good runs in it, so it's going to get some work to get both of these fenders ready to go. Then I'll be able to to run through a pretty good batch of paint rather than the small itty bitty batches I have going on. It'll be worth it. I keep telling myself that, and I'm sure it will be. We're making progress, guys, and we're in the parts of the project that it just seems to take forever, but we'll keep at it, and we'll get these stripped off and cleaned up and ready for life again. All right, so I've got the left-hand fender. It's all cleaned up. I got the paint stripped off of it. It's pretty rusty on the inside. I'll do a little bit more cleanup, just wash it down before I paint it. But I've got a little bit of an issue. First time I've really looked at these fenders, and here on my right-hand fenders, hopefully this shows up, you can see all this fiberglass in here. So all of this, well, moisture got up underneath this main runner right here. You can see it right there. It's rusted through. Let's see what it looks like over here. Same thing. I've got bubbling up fiberglass all through there. So this fender, well, I don't even know where to go to look to get a new fender. So we'll just have to see what we can do to maybe weld this up and repair this fender. So that'll be my my plan for now. I've got to finish stripping the paint off of it once I get to that point. So after I get this fender stripped, then we'll get a better idea of what it'll take to repair and actually patch those holes. You know, maybe I'll just try to stitch in a little bit of fresh steel and weld that in there. That'd be a lot of weld, but what are you going to do? We'll figure it out. So, anyways, I'm going to end this video here, guys, with just the admonition that when you're on a part of your project that's just not a lot of fun, I mean, it's fun to get an engine fired up and running that's been sick and not doing well. When you're at that point in your project where, man, you're just grinding paint or prepping for paint or the stuff that you don't enjoy, it's all right. It's still a great opportunity to learn a new skill, to enjoy and to actually appreciate the people who are really skilled at this, to really get a good appreciation for those kinds of people. So, and I appreciate the people who can do stuff like do the fine work, and you know, maybe someday that'll be me. But until that day, I'm going to keep grinding away and doing the best I can to learn. So I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.